Good afternoon. This is James from Moore Farmhouse. I'm gonna do a cover crop video and try to explain why you need it for your garden, how important it is, and what kind of it'll make sense. All right, this spot here did not get a cover crop last year, and how did I mess this up by not putting one on it last year? All right, need a cover crop for multiple reasons, and this is a good example after I tore it up where you can really see what it really does. You look, watch the subsoiling video I did. Well, you look down here, it's just dirt, lines of dirt. That first pass I made, I didn't have the coulter set right on that first page, and it pulled up a lot of dirt. But what I'm talking about is, walk down here, it's no clods. It's no big heavy clods. This had a cover crop on it last year. It's no big heavy clodding. Right there, I had a corn stalk or something get hung up in there right there. It pulled up a little dirt, but it's not cloddy. See, even then here where it's really red, it's not cloddy. It's not heavy at all. All right, I'm gonna walk back up here while I give you an example of why you need one. Walk back up to the top of the hill. Just want you to see that it's not cloddy. And you can see the difference is you had to really look to see the lines cut in it. Once I got the coulter, once I got the coulter set right on it, where it was cut with the subsoiler, you really see the lines in it. All right, you look here, you can see every pass I made. This did not have a cover crop on it last year. You can see every pass I made through there. And I ran over this for extra time with the subsoiler and the Wheelerberry. So I seeded this double. But I did not put a cover crop on this last year. I left it open dirt. What happens is you need to put residual matter back into the soil. If you don't, you see how hard this ground was. That's a tire track where I was spinning. That's it spots through here everywhere. See how lumpy and cloddy he is. See that? There was no residual matter put back in the soil last year. And now, you see that? That's what the subsoil pulled up. See it? And trying to cultivate this and work it was a nightmare too. Now, in the middle I put chicken litter. That was one of the reasons I wanted to leave it open. You see where the weed is greener over here than it is over there. And the weed is taller here. The wheat got extremely tall. I put chicken litter on this. One reason I didn't put a cover crop on it. I want to put chicken litter on it. And what happens is the rain beats on it all winter. And I had a little bit of washing to come on down here because there's nothing to hold the roots in the soil in place. The roots hold the soil in place. All right. This puts nutrients and compost. It puts nutrients back in the soil. And when you mix it all in, it makes the soil loose where you can work it. If you don't put no residual matter back in it, compost, it'll get so cloddy you can't do nothing with it. It'll get so hard and cloddy you can't do nothing with it. And that's what happened here. It was a nightmare cultivating it and everything. It was so cloddy and stiff you couldn't hardly work it. All right, with your crops, what makes this different in the big scale is so important? Yeah, I know it's so important that every farmer would do it. All right, you got to put this in your mind. Your open soil farmers do it. Your tobacco farmers, they do it. Any of your big scale farmers that work on open soil, they do it. Now your grain farmers do not. They really don't need to, because if you ever watch the combine run, if you look at the back end of that combine, it's throwing just a big net of trash at the back. It's the ground up stems and the stalks, and then the leaves fall off of it. That goes back into the soil. It's putting down a big net of just matter back on top of the ground. And then they no-till it. So the grain farmers don't need a cover crop. They're only taking out the seed, and they're only taking the little piece of seed grain out, and they're leaving the rest. Well, they plan on anywhere from 7-inch spacing, 7.5 to 30-inch spacings, which is tight. With your garden or in the house, you're planting anywhere from 38 to 60-inch spacing, and you got all this open dirt in the middle, and it's just not enough residual matter to go back in the soil. And if you don't put a cover crop on it, it's gonna get so hard and stiff you can't work it. That's why this was like some pretty green grass, and I let it rot. I chisel plowed it and then let it rot for about a month, and then I kept chisel plowing on it till I got it down to the dirt. I wanted it to naturally rot into the soil. And by the way, I don't think I'm messing with no more cabbages. It messes. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time before the ground gets too cold to put a cover crop on this. And I do not like not having a cover crop. I think what I'm gonna do, if I don't get a cover crop on this behind these cabbages, this is the idea for people. The soil is gonna be heavy and kind of poor. You can come back with squash behind it in the spring. Squash about growing any type of soil conditions. You ain't gotta have a lot of water on it either. I think we're putting squash here behind this if I don't get a good cover crop on it. But this is your results. Your soil will get so heavy and cloddy you can't do anything with it. You can't till it. And then on top of that, you're washing. You need something to hold your soil in place. This is a cherry pick mine, so it's not too bad, because I cherry pick it on the flat spots, so it's not too bad on the washing. But if you do not put a cover crop on it, leaving that soil open will get this soil so heavy and stiff you can't do nothing with it. I mean, it's a perfect example here. You can see every pass where it just pulled up just hunks and hunks of dirt clods, because the soil is just so heavy and stiff. You need that residual matter to go in there to keep that soil loose from getting hard. And I messed that up last year, and I didn't put one on. You see how this thing would just steadily stop and go, stop and go. Look, you stopped here, stop there. The tractor, stop there. Stop there. Stop right there. You can see this where I stop spinning. There, another spot there. This ground, and I didn't hardly stop none down here. Not dead stop anyway. When it starts slowing down, I'll bump it a little bit and then let it back down. But yeah, you need a cover crop. All right, to get rid of this cover crop, I think this is where the lines are kind of misscrewed it a little bit on this. Well, if I plant this back on my open soil, I'm gonna have a hard time getting this back to clean open soil next year. I don't want to plant nothing back. I've heard older folks say this. Well, no, it's not a problem getting this back to clean soil. If you want to start planting in February, start tilling in January. Watch the weather, get you a clear day, a clear 3 or 4 days. Well, I use a chisel plow because I like vertical till. You chisel plow this. So if you want to plant potatoes in the end of February, Start middle of January, 3 or 4 weeks ahead of time. Give this time. You got to give it. All you got to do is give it time to rot. That's all you got to do. Give this stuff time to rot. I don't like using a. I don't like using a turning plow at all because of the hard pan it leaves, especially in the spring. I'm all right this time of year when using one on new ground. Then I can rip it, subsoil it in the spring maybe to break that hard pan. I'm all right with using with late summer and in the fall and let it lay about March. See, it's fairly simple to get this back to clean soil. You just got to start way ahead of time, a month or so ahead of time on your tillage. You can't go there. You can't take this today and try to plant it, work it up, and get back to clean soil and plant it today. You can't do that. You can't do that. I think that's why a lot of the I see this everywhere too with the gardens. I see it everywhere. People leave their gardens open like this, open soil, nothing on it like this. They leave it open soil the whole winter time, and then go and disc it and plant it again. I mean, you won't believe what a difference how much nitrogen and nutrients this is going to put back in the soil. Not only loosen it up, you can see the difference from here to there. I ain't even got to zoom the camera in. You can see all the dirt clods that came up over here. And this was planted the same time. This was planted the same time that was. And you can see the difference. This got a cover crop last year. This did not. You see how cloddy it is, how much dirt clods it pulled up. Need to put a cover crop on it. And something else I'm going to discuss real quick. Cover crop cost. All right. Trying not to miss nothing note. I'm a little tired at the end of the week. Work some long hours. I'm trying not to leave nothing out of this. Cover crop cost. Do not go to your local seed place and buy expensive treated seed for this. You do not need that. You, those are for the big commercial farmers that's planning on cutting this wheat for hay or grain. They're actually making a crop out of it. When you're putting this on your garden, you're not making a crop out of it. You're just using it for a cover to keep it from washing, keep your soil from getting heavy, and putting nutrients and nitrogen back in the soil for your upcoming spring and summer crop you got coming up the next year. All right. Do not go there to the seed place and spend $150 in a bag of seed. Don't do that. Ride around. If you don't know no local farmers in your area, just ride around. All right. You see a grain bin. Look up what a grain bin looks like. If you don't know what a grain bin looks like, look it up. It's a grain bin. You see a grain bin, stop and talk to the farmer. See if he has any wheat in his grain bin. And don't wait to the fall either to don't wait to the fall to need wheat. You need to buy your wheat around about the first week of August because everybody combines their wheat in July. That's right. This is combined wheat out of a grain bin from a local farmer that I know. $10 per bushel. A bushel is 50 to 60 pounds. This spot and them two spots there and a spot I have across the road is one bag of seed. No. One bag here. This is one bag of seed in them three areas. This area here and them two there yonder. And that was very heavy. I ran over this twice. I sprayed it this twice. That is very heavy. Don't be stingy with it. Don't be stingy with it because you're using it to put this is your compost you're putting back on it. When you roll this over and till this in, this is gonna be your compost. Don't be stingy with it. Check on Facebook Marketplace for wheat. Put in wheat marketplace. A lot of your farmers these days, they're selling wheat and corn and oats. Oats will work. You don't have to have wheat. Oats will work. Winter rye will work. I like wheat myself. But you don't go to the seed place and try to buy seed for a cover crop, wheat or rye or oats from a seed store. Don't do that. You're gonna spend the entire. It's gonna take you but a minute to realize this. I'm not gonna spend that kind of money. We're poor. We're poor people. We got our buildings up. We're poor people. I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is. Not everybody got a millionaire, and you got to check around, check your options. And if you want to put a cover crop on it and maybe cut this for hay in May, and then do your garden, yeah, but you can cut this for hay. I mean, I know a lot of farmers that do it. The farmers, they take it at the grain bin and they'll plant it in the fall. They'll combine it in August, plant it again, plant the same seed in October, and then cut it for hay for the cows or combine it. It's exactly legal, but I know they do it. But anyway, you don't go check buy your seed for your cover crop from your local farmer or to the grain bin. Some of them will bag it. If they won't bag it, take you some buckets. Get you some heavy duty trash bags, whatever it takes to get it to your house to spread it. I pay $10 a bushel. That range, and he got it, and that's bagged for $10. Oats is cheaper. I can buy the oats for $8 a bushel, but that's a win-win for everyone. I get a cheap cover crop, and he gets $10 a bushel versus $6 or $7 a bushel at the mill, and he ain't got to haul it to him. I come pick it up. So it's a win-win for both of us. He gets more money per bushel, and I get a cheap cover crop. And he saves money, and I save money. Win-win for me and the farmer. Check with your local farmers. Check Marketplace. Check Craigslist for seed, wheat seed, or the combine that's been combined. Don't go to your seed store and buy the expensive treated clean seed. You don't need that for a cover crop. That's a waste of money. And if you want to make a crop out of it come next year, then do your garden. Yeah, you can do that. Some people got cows and horses or whatever too. You can do that. But you can put the wheat or oats or whatever you want on your garden, and then take it and cut it for hay and bale it up, and then till the stubbles in, till your stubbles in, and then have a garden. Don't leave it dirt. Don't leave it clean dirt. I'm telling you, this is what causes this heavy, cloddy soil condition. That right there. Perfect example. These two spots right here. Cover crop, no cover crop. Perfect example. Do not leave the soil open. Nothing on it. It'll be the rain will compact it. It's gonna get so heavy you can't work it, and you're not putting nothing back in the soil. The only thing I put back in the soil was chicken manure, and that's something else I'm gonna touch on too, real quick. Your compost. You have to be careful with there getting manure and compost down, because you got to think about them farm animals are eating seed. They're eating pigweed, they're eating ragweed, all that's in the manure. It's in the hay. They're not going in the pasture and eating it, but it's in the hay. It gets cut with the hay. And you'll bring some weeds, extra weeds to your garden in that manure. I don't get no manure from nowhere else. I take the tractor and scoop out my own. I pull the wire down in the chicken coop and scoop it out once a year. I probably sprinkle it out here this year. What I'll do. I mean, that might be open, but I'll sprinkle it on this too. But this got it last year, so I'm gonna put it somewhere else. Be careful with that compost, manure compost, because you'll get some weeds in there that'll take over and you can't get rid of. Johnson grass. You don't want no Johnson grass in your garden either, or crab grass or whatever called nut grass. You'll be careful. You bring that to your garden. That's why I like to just plant my cover crop, and that's my compost. That'll be straw when I turn it over. But all right, this is my cover crop explanation. Hopefully I didn't miss anything important. But James Moore Farmer, like and subscribe. You like my content, I'm trying to help people here and tell you what my experience is. Have a good day.